What a win by San Diego State this past weekend. Incredible, right?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Mikah Holder is the wide receiver from San Diego State that played his high school ball at Oceanside High. His twin brother went to Stanford. Mikah Holder decided to go to San Diego State. And while his brothers had a great career, Mikah Holder has been part of, I don't want to say rebuilding, I want to say just building San Diego State football to, I would say this has got to be its highest point. Look, you can be a historian of San Diego State football and tell me about the Don Coryell years, but I don't know anything about it. I just don't. You can take me back to the 60s, and I got it. People like to brag about their history of college football. This is not, we're not talking about Alabama or USC or Penn State. San Diego State, in my opinion, is at the height of its program's existence right now,
if you will.
Nice word, Billy Ray.
Thank you.
Zenith.
Yeah, I used to have one of those TVs.
Me too.
Yeah.
Had 3 channels. Get up to turn channel. I like now. Anyway, Mikah Holder, what a game. Career high 7 receptions, 85 yards. Had a big third down reception on the game-winning drive. And he just had a great game. Got to play against his brother. Got to come out on top. Bragging rights for life, dude. Here's San Diego State star wide receiver. He's a senior. He's out of Oceanside High. Here's Mikah Holder back on Scott and BR on the Mighty 1090. Hey, Micah.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Yourself?
Good.
Nah, not good. Not good. You're doing great.
I'm doing really good.
Doing really good.
No
That's
doubt.
right. All right, so what was that like? Because I remember the last time you were on, we asked you, had you ever played against your brother? And you said at no time, at any time in your life, had you guys ever played against each other, as I recall. So how was that?
It was a lot different than what I expected. I was expecting just to kind of go out there and just play like it was any other game. But it's kind of impossible to do that, knowing that it's like your twin brother out there. And just the first snap when he lined up against me, like that, it just set a whole different tone. It kind of lit a fire in me that game that I just wanted to do my very best and do whatever we could to win this game because it meant a lot to me and my family. So I'm happy how it went.
Yeah.
What was the funniest thing said between you guys, either him or you? It doesn't matter. It had to have been. It had to have gotten to the point where you guys were chirping back and forth.
Oh, yeah, no, me and Roger, we were actually talking a lot throughout the game, just here and there after every other play. But I'd say I don't know if it's the funniest thing, but just the most, casual thing we talked about was I seen him make a tackle on Juwan in the backfield, and Elijah led with his head. And the next time I went in and blocked him, I told him after the play, I was like, hey, man, you better keep your head up. I don't want you to get hurt. I got to see you out this game. So, just stay out there. Just learn how to tackle better.
You care
like,
for
yeah,
him.
I know.
Yeah.
I like that, just kind of critiquing his form on a tackle. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then, another time I ran a route that it was a little simple out route, and then the ball went the other way. But after the play, I was like, they should have threw it to me. He's like, nah, I would have made that pick. And I was like, oh, okay. It's going to be a long night. It was in the beginning of the game, so I was like, all right.
So we're talking about this is Mikah Holder, senior wide receiver out of Oceanside, who at San Diego State has had a great career, but had his best game, 7 catches, 85 yards, had a big third down conversion on the game-winning drive. Should we assume that out of high school your brother was more highly recruited than you, and that's why he went to Stanford, and you, and this is in quotes, only went to San Diego State?
Well, we were basically recruited by the same school as Stanford. They're the only school that didn't offer me and my brother together as a package. So, recruiting-wise, it wasn't much different, but only one school, so it didn't change too much other than we had our differences in where we wanted to go. So splitting up, it was a little tough, but it was something that was basically like fate, and it brought us back together last week. So it was just crazy.
I just wondered if this was more for you, like, hey, he got to go to Stanford, and Stanford did not. Well, wait a second. Stanford didn't offer me.
Right.
So give us an example of schools that offered you guys as a package deal.
We had a lot of Mountain West. Pac-12 wise, we had Arizona, like Washington State, Utah.
It sounds like
it's like 5 years ago.
It sounds like twin brother though twin brother took the biggest, best scholarship offer he got.
Yeah, I mean, it was for sure one of our top schools we were looking at. We were trying to stay in California, and we wanted to go to school where we felt like we can really excel in a good football program and academic program. So San Diego State was also one of Elijah's last choices. Before he got Stanford, he was thinking of San Diego State over like Arizona, the likes of them. So, I mean, we both thought highly of Sdsu, watching them, how you're talking about rebuilding the program, how we're building right now. But we were watching them being rebuilt back when my brother was playing, when Coach Hoke had his short term here. So we knew all about San Diego State and how good they were becoming, so we were very interested in them.
But I just think it's really interesting. This is Mikah Holder, had the best game of his collegiate career at San Diego State. And the guy's had a terrific career. 7 catches, 85 yards, big third down conversion on the game-winning drive. You know, Stanford's the only school that didn't offer you. Your brother took that scholarship and went to Stanford. He got the bigger time deal. And here you are now, your senior year, with a chance to go head-to-head, play against him, and win. What? I mean, that is bragging rights for life, dude.
Yeah. When you put it like that, it's just crazy. It's like a movie, right? So, yeah, that's how I was thinking of it, too. You know, I didn't have the opportunity to go there, but everything works out. So, right. You know, I had the opportunity to play them in front of their coaches. It wasn't anything like vengeance or anything. I wasn't trying to get revenge on the team. I just wanted to play a good game and have my team come out on top, and that's how it went down.
Yeah. How many plays you think you and your brother went head-to-head?
Well, I looked at the stat sheet after the game when we were watching film. I played 60 plays, so that was the most I ever played. But going head-to-head, I probably had about, I'd say, like nearly half of those were against Elijah.
Okay,
and there's a lot of blocking in there, so I mean, not too many pass plays.
Yeah, but of the 7 receptions, that you had, how many were against him?
I would say I'd say maybe three. He was soft in zone sometimes, so he might not call it like reception on him, but it was on his side, so I'm calling it reception on him.
No, it's on him. It's on him.
And was the chirping just nonstop between you guys? I mean, just talking to each other throughout the whole game?
The what?
The talking, just...
Oh, yeah, no, we were talking the whole game to each other. Just after any time that we were lined up against each other after the play, we'd probably just, just a little bit of contact or something, and we just say something and go back to our huddles and just get ready for the next play.
All right, we're talking to Mikah Holder from the San Diego State football team. Huge win against Stanford this past weekend. For Mikah, a little bit more personal because his twin brother was a defensive back for Stanford, and Mikah definitely got the best of that. So are you are you surprised at all where the team is? Because, there were a lot of us that were hoping that you could get to 3-0 with these 2 wins against the Pac-12 teams, but are you surprised at all?
Oh, no, I'm not surprised at all. I knew coming into this game and the first 2 games of the year that we had a really good team. And even right now, compared to where we were 2 weeks ago, we're much better than we were against our opening game and against ASU. We're a much better team now. We're just going to keep progressing. So we're all expecting to go undefeated, but it just doesn't happen. We got a good team coming up this week against Air Force, and we got to prepare for them because, they have a really unorthodox style of offense that you don't see too much nowadays. So we got to prepare defensive-wise and offensive-wise because they really load the box. So we're just trying to take it one game at a time and get better every week.
I hear that. Hey, dude, how was the postgame? I'm just curious. They get on a bus and they go home, but I'm sure for you guys and your family, you guys had some time after the game. What was that like?
So actually, Stanford, they didn't immediately go home. They stayed overnight in a hotel. So after the game, I went in with my dad and my sister, and we hung out with Elijah for like another hour and a half at his hotel in his room, just chilling with him and talking about the game, talking about just life and stuff. So it was really cool. After I seen like 70 of my family and friends that came to visit with my parents, so it was for sure emotional, and it was just fun to see all the family and friends and hang out with my brother for the little time that we had.
And I'm sure that you think it's cool, but I don't know that your brother shared that feeling.
What was that?
I think that you would think it was cool, but yeah, it would. As far as your brother goes, I mean, it just gives you another chance to come by and rub his nose in it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to rub his nose in it too much after that. I mean, it's still fresh, so I'm not going to talk too much trash to him. But later in the years, when it comes up, I'll for sure bring up some trash talk about the game.
No doubt.
Absolutely right. Micah, how about your boy Rashad Penny? I mean, he is just on fire right now.
Yeah,
and what's so impressive about it is this offensive line, all we heard about was 4 or 5 new starters, and they're all young, so coach doesn't expect them to be good till later in the year. I mean, the running game is on fire.
Yeah, Rashad's really anchoring this offense, and those guys up front have been doing their job tremendously, just been immaculate in these last few games, and they continue to be getting better every week. You know, Coach Schmidt has really gotten our young guys prepared each game, and they're just coming out there and competing, and they got great leadership by Chief at the line, Antonio Rosales, and he's really leading that O-line to do great things this year.
All right, dude, it's great talking to you. You got a big game coming up, like you said, against Air Force. As Coach always says, you know, this is a much more important game than the Stanford game or the Arizona State game. And we know what he's talking about. I mean, to win the conference, you got to win the conference games. But
That's right.
These were 2 monster wins, probably the biggest back-to-back wins that I know I can ever remember in San Diego State football history.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you and the team, dude.
Thank you.
How's your Oceanside Pirates doing?
I heard they're doing all right. I have a guy from St. Augustine on my team, Tariq Thompson, our starting safety.
Yeah.
And he loves to just talk some smack about Oceanside. So every time I hear him, he's like, "Hey, I heard Oceanside lost." So I don't know. I keep hearing mixed things, but Oceanside, they'll always bounce back. They got a great program over there, and I'm proud to be a Pirate.
There you go. All right, very good. Hey, Micah, congrats on the win, man.
Thanks, Micah.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that. San Diego State senior wide receiver, Micah Holder.